Lagos State government set to become Nigeria's largest trade commerce center. Federal Education Ministry rolls out technology-driven reforms to curb academic fraud. On the foreign scene, Israel expands offensive strikes in Gaza. And in sports, La Liga accuses Barcelona Football Club of violating financial fair play rules. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture has extended its focus on leveraging entertainment to drive trade, as the state's NBC Trade Fair is set to become Nigeria's largest trade and commerce gathering. It is expected to attract an anticipated 5 billion naira in sales, over 220 vendors, and 75,000 attendees in 3 days. The fair will take place from Friday, April 11 to 13. Special Advisor to the Governor on Tourism, Art and Culture, Idris Aregbe, reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting local businesses and entrepreneurs in the state with different initiatives. Aregbe stated that the government is actively involved in ensuring that the trade fair arena will be a place where people from different parts of the world can shop right, shop smart, and save costs. The Lagos State government, in partnership with Enterprise NGR, under the platform of the Lagos International Financial Center, LIFC, has called on foreign and local investors to support partnerships for the establishment of an international financial center in Lagos to drive economic and financial growth. Speaking during the first quarterly members' night held at Victoria Island, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the co-chairman of LIFC Council, Aigboje Imokede, said the establishment of LIFC will attract private international capital flow to finance growth and development in Lagos and Nigeria. Speaking at the event, Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by Lagos State Commissioner for Finance, Abayomi Oluyomi, said that the establishment of the Lagos International Financial Center will aid the financing of the infrastructural gap in the state. He called on the private sector to partner Lagos State Government and LIFC Council to drive economic and financial growth in Lagos, noting that the partnership between the public and private sector is the solution. The co-chairman of the LIFC Council, Aigboje Imokede, described the LIFC as a national strategic imperative and a transformative platform to attract international capital, deepen markets, and elevate Nigeria's competitiveness. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has held an engagement program with members of Odiolowo Ojuwoye Local Council Development Area and Lagos Island East LCDA CDC on issues surrounding sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV. The SVA Executive Secretary, Titilola Vaivo Adeni, who was represented by an officer of the Community Engagement Department of the agency, Adeto Odumbo, encouraged the participants to, as first responders, report cases of abuse around them rather than concealing the information when they witness them, so that together SGBV can be reduced to the barest minimum in their locality. She engaged the audience, consisting of men and women, on the forms of SGBV, effects of SGBV, child abuse, and its adverse effects, emphasizing the critical role of parents in curbing child abuse and highlighting the distinction between child abuse and child child abuse and child discipline. This sensitization program underscores the agency's dedication to raising awareness and encouraging reporting of SGBV cases, reaffirming its commitment to combating sexual and gender-based violence in Lagos State, as emphasis was laid on the agency's toll-free line 080-0033-3333 as a channel of reports. In the same vein, Ogun State government has unveiled additional toll-free lines to enhance access to support services for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Adijat Adeleye, said the additional lines were to ensure improved response time and provision of immediate medical, psychosocial, and legal assistance to victims through the sexual assault referral centers. Adeleye noted that the intervention underscores the state government's strong commitment to safeguarding the rights and dignity of all residents in the face of gender-based and sexual violence, while calling for support and cooperation of residents of the state. She insisted that Governor Dakpo Abiodun's administration remains resolute in enforcing strict penalties for offenders while continuously enhancing the support systems for survivors. Now to the rest of the stories. The Federal Ministry of Education has announced the rollout of $68.8 million technology-driven initiative aimed at eliminating substandard academic reports, fake certificates, and unearned honors in the education sector. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa explained that the rollout of the technology program tagged the Nigeria Education Repository and Data Bank (NERD) followed the approval of the Federal Executive Council. Alausa said NERD is designed to enhance academic integrity, security, and national planning through digitization and verification mechanisms. He also said NERD will be applicable across all higher education institutions, regardless of ownership, as well as professional schools like nursing and agriculture colleges. Under the program, each student's final academic report must be deposited into a central national database after undergoing a mandatory anti-plagiarism check. A national credential number and a frame QR code will be affixed to all certificates, diplomas, and transcripts, making them instantly verifiable. The Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) has urged states and relevant authorities to step up enforcement of road safety regulations, particularly regarding truck standards and driver behavior. FRSC spokesman Olusegun Ogungbemide, who made the call, expressed concerns over the poor condition of trucks on Nigerian roads, citing issues like poor vehicle maintenance, speeding, and disregard for traffic regulations as contributing factors to road accidents. Ogungbemide said Nigeria does not have a national policy on restricting the movement of articulated vehicles during specific hours, leaving states to devise their own controls. He maintained that all the policies the FRSC had put in place over the years have reduced the rate of crashes involving those categories of vehicles, reaffirming the Corps' commitment to safer highways across the country. And now to foreign news. Deadly Israeli airstrikes have been reported in Gaza as Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz said its military would expand its offensive and seize large areas of the Palestinian territory, incorporating them into what he described as security zones. Katz said the expanded operation aimed to destroy and clear the area of terrorists and terrorist infrastructure and would require a large-scale evacuation of Palestinians. Later, at least 19 Palestinians, including 9 children, were killed in a strike on a UN clinic sheltering displaced families in the northern town of Jabalia. The Israeli military said it targeted Hamas terrorists hiding there. Report says overnight strikes across Gaza killed at least 20 more people. In our sports, Spanish Professional Football League La Liga has accused Barcelona of not meeting financial fair play rules. La Liga also reported to the authorities to file a formal complaint with Spain's Institute of Accounting and Auditing of an auditor the club employed for 4 days. The auditor was said to have played a vital role in the club being allowed to use Dani Olmo and Paul Victor in the second half of the 2024-2025 season. According to La Liga, the unnamed auditor was allegedly appointed by Barcelona and provided a certificate to the league which confirmed that the sale of VIP seating to Middle Eastern investors worth 100 million euros to the club was properly accounted for as income in the club's profit and loss statement for the 2024-2025 season. In his response, Barcelona's president, Joan Laporta, said the team followed each of the requirements demanded by the Federation and by La Liga. And that's all for the news at 6. Remember, speed thrills but kills. Please avoid excessive speed. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration upgraded 2 higher institutions to universities? You can get more details on the Lagos State government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture has extended its focus on leveraging entertainment to drive trade as the state's NBC Trade Fair is set to become Nigeria's largest trade and commerce gathering. With an anticipated 5 billion naira in sales, over 220 vendors, and an expected 75,000 attendees in 3 days. The Federal Ministry of Education has announced the rollout of a $68.8 million technology-driven initiative aimed at eliminating substandard academic reports, fake certificates, and unearned honors in the education sector. We also told you that deadly Israeli airstrikes have been reported in Gaza as Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz said its military would expand its offensive and seize large areas of the Palestinian territory, incorporating them into what he described as security zones. And in sports, Spanish Professional Football League La Liga has accused Barcelona of not meeting financial fair play rules. For contacts with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Sadiq Yusuf. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.